Now can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
Good.
Cool. All right. I just thought I'd let that run while we talked as people were coming because it's so much fun. Isn't that a great one? Points, since Jillian likes points. Points if you can recognize anybody's toes or recognize an artist. It's not all toes. Some of it is some of the other craft things we've done at youth camp, well, and adult camp over the years. It's just, I don't take very many pictures while kids are doing crafts because usually I'm busy doing crafts. So I don't necessarily get many pictures. Jonathan might have some hiding out somewhere. But,
they're all on the Flickr with the with a
right.
yeah.
But I even recognized my own kids' toes in this.
Which one's yours, Jonathan?
I never have had my toenails painted actually. At camp anyway. Not at camp. No, I haven't. I should have.
He's the photographer.
Well, he could
For
get
the
his
toes.
foot
So
one
he's
foot
usually
in there.
busy.
While he's doing the photography, somebody can be running around painting his toes.
They'd have to chase him down, man. It's
Yep.
pretty fun to see. I wish I would have made a notation what were the winners from different years. And I just culled these all out from my files. I don't know which year is which, but it's fun to see what the kids have done. I think they're pretty good. It makes me laugh. I think that might be my Tony's toes. Yeah. Oh, there's Lauren's feet.
Fancy.
I don't know why she deserved 2 pictures. Then there's the summer tan, sandal tan right
I
there.
wish I could remember who painted my toes, but I don't.
No, when there's so many years of it, I mean, I should have gone back at the end of camp and marked the winners because Sierra and
Oh, I bet you can hear my music. I could turn that off.
Oh, what's her first name? Talea, was it Sierra and Talea who always stood up together, or Sierra and
It was Sierra and Talea.
Talea? Okay.
Trust your instinct, Idy.
Well, I was thinking of what's the Cole girl's first name? I've lost my ability to remember names.
And Eliza?
Yeah, it wasn't her, it was Talea.
It was Talea.
Okay. Because they have like 6 years of winning. They won in the little people age group and in the big people age
They have a lot of Sonic gift cards.
group.
I like those.
He used them up.
Those are cute.
I was just thinking we're going to have to raise the price of the Sonic gift card because of inflation. We did flip-flops for several years. 2 different sets that we did. There's a third, but I don't have a picture of it. But that third one, Karen Ivy got to she did it at adult camp, and she got to the national convention and she had them on, and she forgot her shoes or something, so she ended up having to wear her decorated flip-flops from camp to the national convention. It was pretty fun.
Well, do we want to give a formal introduction to get started? I mean, I know this is kind of a little bit more of a relaxed class, just like crafts would be, but I can go ahead and introduce Idy if you want to, and you can still keep scrolling if you want with your pictures.
I'll let it scroll while you talk, Jonathan.
Okay, well, I'll give a little intro and remind folks of a couple things. So we want to welcome Idy tonight, who always does our crafts at Camp Fasola. I think, Idy, have you been to every camp since in the U.S.?
I know. 1 year I didn't go. I sent my kids to camp and went on a trip with my husband, and Liz, our daughter, did crafts.
Oh, okay. And Liz did. Okay.
And we didn't do it the first year. I didn't do it the first year. Karen Ivy and Allison did crafts the first year.
Well, I think we've got some footage from the first year, if not the second, that will be in the recreation reel that I'll post here in just a little bit. But yeah, glad to have Idy, and in about an hour we'll also have Nicholas Thompson, who will be doing our dinner on the grounds. David, is there a different link for that? Or is it the same?
I think it's the same.
Should
Okay.
be the same. Yeah, everything should be the same.
Okay, all right. So I guess we can just stay on and do that.
Yep, we'll stay
Um,
on it.
And just as a reminder, I will post the kind of throwback recreation reel that goes along with today's classes on YouTube while we're having this. And tomorrow and Sunday will only be YouTube releases, and they will be up by 10 a.m. in the morning. Tomorrow is Storytelling Saturday. We've got some great stories to show you in several videos. And then Sunday is Singing Sunday. There are four different singings from the first several years that we'll post. And then well, I'll get to that later, but we'll give Idy the mic. Let her go for it.
Great. Had to put in a picture of our fearless leader right there. And you probably saw back a few where we had Scott Toy's feet. I'd forgotten that he'd been a model. Anyway, we're going to do a craft tonight with t-shirts. I have an abundance of those, and many other people do also. So I figured, in fact, there's my collection, and there's a little button maybe. So we're going to do a craft, and we're going to do it with t-shirts. And I was going to make t-shirt yarn and show you all how to do that, but I decided to go with something a little simpler. But I wanted to show you what can be done with t-shirt yarn. I made this out of Camp Fasola t-shirt. Bonus points if you can remember what year we had this color. Anybody know? Unmute yourself and let me know.
09.
Oh, no. I know Lauren knows.
2012?
It's actually the shirt I'm wearing. It's a different color of it. There's my beautiful daughter.
Oh, that was 12,
2012,
2012.
right. It's 2012, this color. So I made this really cool hot pad and this cool necklace and this cool bracelet. But what we're going to do tonight is make a bag. And I made this one this afternoon. I used an extra large t-shirt. It'll probably fill up my whole screen.
So that's what she's doing.
I'm going to turn off this the video so that you can see my crafting better. So this is the a t-shirt we're gonna make. We're gonna make a bag. Now this is an 2XL. So I'm gonna use this for my laundry bag for when I travel, because I gotta have somewhere to put all that dirty laundry. And it's a little too big to, throw on your shoulder and carry like a tote. So I'm gonna use that for that. Here's another one we made at camp. This was a favorite shirt. Does anybody remember what year this was?
I didn't go that year.
2010. 2013 or 14, because I have one.
Yep, 13.
Yeah, you're unmuted, so.
That's the first year I went up.
So how many people plan to try to make this craft, and how many people are just hanging out? Can you make a thumbs up if you're making it?
What supplies do we need?
T-shirt, scissors. And a ruler wouldn't hurt, but not essential. So if you're not, you're welcome, because I'm not doing a long talk class. I'll just have Jonathan mute y'all when I want to talk. So if y'all want to unmute yourself and be able to chit chat while we're doing this, that's fine with me, because I think that'd be a little more fun. So we're going to start with the t-shirt. We're going to fold it in half. Can you see it in the picture? Yeah. I haven't worked with the camera before facing my work. So here, treat me like I'm a brand new singer in the square for the first time.
And everyone, even though Idy has two cameras, the one that has sound is the one you probably want to see.
Right.
So if you put it on speaker view, it should do what you want it to do.
If you put it on speaker view, it should show up my hands and the t-shirt. Everybody got that?
I love this double view of like you and then one of your hands. It's like an official crafting network television show or something.
That's right. So you're going to fold that shirt in half and you're going to lay it in front of you. Or if your scissors aren't super sharp, you don't have to fold it in half, because sometimes I have you know, fabric scissors, the kind that if you use them, if anybody in my family uses them for something else, they might get murdered. So, but if you don't, you might want to have your shirt all the way open.
Which,
But if
which
you do,
way are you folding it, Idy?
the
the
long
bottom
way.
to-
So I'll see if I can get it in the picture. So this way,
Oh,
Oh,
from
wait.
side to side.
this way. Yeah. Yeah. So the bottom is folded in half, and the top is folded in half, and the long sides are long. I don't know how else I could fold it in half, but okay. So once you fold it in half or not, you're going to put it in front of you. And if you have that ruler, you can use that to sort of estimate your about 3 inches. And then see, I'm going to put my ruler, which is one of these full ones. You're going to put it on as a mark to where you're going to, about 4 inches. So I measured 4 inches. And then I'm putting that. But you don't have to. This is not rocket science. When you pick camp crafts, you pick things that I try anyway. I've had a few failures, but I try to pick ones that everybody can do, that aren't difficult, that everybody's successful, no matter if they're 3 years old or 83 years old. Because that's what you're there to have fun and be successful in crafts. So you're going to start slicing this t-shirt at the bottom. And you want it to be about 1 inch strips. You're gonna, is it showing in a picture? That's the part I don't know is what you can see yet. All right, so you're just gonna make 1 inch wide, 4 inch long cuts. And if they're a little shorter or a little longer than 4 inches, unless your t-shirt is really tiny, it doesn't really matter. When you're all done, nobody's going to measure it. And if your scissors aren't cutting real well, that's okay too, because it's not going to fray. Or the cool thing about t-shirt yarn is that it doesn't fray, or it just stays fine. I don't know. It rolls up a little bit, like on this. See how the yarn is sort of rolled. So that's what will happen to these. These are going to be your little fringes. When you get to the last one, if it's 1 inch wide, you want to cut that in half too, so you have a lot of long 1 inch strips. You might
I
have
won't cut my fabric under
on
my
the
shirt.
end.
Oh, there we go.
Is anybody else cutting it?
Yeah.
I can't tell by seeing your little faces, you know, the square is small. But
I'm being a perfectionist.
who said that? Who said that? Stacy, is that you? No perfectionism allowed.
Do I go home?
Oh, you're in your craft room too, Donna.
Yes, I am.
How cool is that?
Well, I couldn't be upstairs. Dick is talking to our son on the phone, so.
Well, I left people upstairs at my house too, people and the dog. Well, while you're cutting that, I'll describe what else is going to happen, because it's easy enough to listen to while you're doing it. So then you're going to cut off both of the sleeves.
I'm gonna cut off what?
Both sleeves. And you can cut it. You can cut it fairly close to this the seam where the sleeve attaches to the body, or you can move over and cut it up, you know, let me see if I get in the picture, a little closer, because that's between the shoulder and the neckline is going to be your handle on your purse, well, I guess it's a purse, on your bag, like this. So I left this one wide. I just made this one today, and see how wide I left it. But whoever made this one at camp, I believe this was a left behind, cut them narrower. So can you see it's a little narrower. So what they did was they either cut the neck wider or the arm wider. So you're going to cut off that sleeve. And what you do to the one, you probably should do to the other, right? By the way, I love this. This is one of my favorite camp shirts. Oh, I forget where my
That's
favorite is.
that's
Does
the one
everybody
a whole
remember
bunch
that?
of people have been wearing all week.
2011. Yeah, that was a good year. Although every year I say, oh, this is my favorite one. And then Lauren comes up with another great design. So I'm going to cut off the other arm. And if you have to do that later, because I'm hurrying too fast, I need to figure that out. And then we're going to cut out the neck. And again, you know, you've got the neck is going to be the opening where you would put your singing book or your dirty laundry or whatever. So you can experiment with it. Start small. And if it's not big enough for you, then you go bigger. Don't start big and say, oh, shoot, I wish I would have made it smaller. And so I'm just going to cut it fairly close right now. Then I might go smaller or go larger when I play with it a little bit.
That the
So how's
opening?
everybody doing on their fringe?
Ha,
Everybody ready to cut to do something with that fringe yet? Or are we still cutting?
I told you I'm a perfectionist. I can't get there.
Well, if you watch Donna, you can figure it out. How about you, Stacy? I see you're working on it. Are you ready for fringe? Ready to do something with the fringe?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Whoa.
So you can start at one end or the other. I'm left-handed. I read left to right. I like to start at the left end. And you're going to take one from the bottom and one from the top. And it's a little bit easier if you can kind of sneak in and fold your shirt open, so you can see your top ones from your bottom ones a little bit. But if you start at the left or start at one side or the other and work your way one across from the next without skipping any, you should be good. So move that into the picture a little bit. So you can see, and you're just going to tie a knot, double knot. Let's see, is that a square knot? Could be a square knot, or what's that other, what do they call it when it's not a square knot, but it looks kind of like a square knot?
A granny knot.
Granny knot. It could be either, I think, because you're going to pull it really tight. So because you don't want any holes for, you know, your pencil or something to come falling through.
That's why I decided to do this again. Oh, well, I thought you would do this tonight because my pens and pencils kept falling through.
Well, when we did it at youth camp, we cheated. You can maybe see it on here. What we did was we put 2 lines of stitching across the shirts before the kids even got to it.
Oh,
And then we told them to cut to the first line. Again, I'm all about everybody being successful.
right.
So I didn't want anybody to have it fall apart on them. So we sewed 2 lines. We told them to cut to the first. Then if they accidentally cut to the first, there's still another line. Right? So, but tonight we're not doing that. But Donna, since you have your sewing machine right there behind you, you could sew a seam across there if you like. But anyway, you just keep going across and tying a knot. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what I do to get ready for crafts, because I figured this would be a grown-up group, not a kid group. And you might be interested in that. Kids probably don't care as long as I show up for crafts. But I start thinking about crafts the day that camp ends. And I'm on the lookout wherever I go for something that would be appropriate for kids. And I always try to have a craft that's related to singing. Now, some years that's been because we make bookmarks every year, we have a related craft. But we've done water bottles, we've done seat cushions, we've done tote bags of various kinds. Anybody think of what else we've done? We always do camp buttons. For those of you who have never been to camp, we take our button machine that we make our name
Did you
badges
say-
with.
Did you say the binder ribbons?
Yes,
Did you
you
say that? Okay.
mean the
Bookmarks.
Bookmarks.
We did Fans fans. one year.
Fans.
Oh, we've done fans. Yeah, and there was
Multiple fans. I like the ones that pop out, the circle.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
those were really fun.
Oh, I can't get them back in the bag.
You just need to practice, Donna. I know.
I'm really not crafty. This
was
is
that
my
going?
sewing room. I'm a quilter.
So if you think of something that looks like something that people would like to, kids could do and adults could do for a craft, then shoot me an email.
And we did scarves, Idy.
Yes, scarves were a perennial. That's another one that it turns out really cool, but it doesn't matter how old you are. You can, I'm gonna put myself in both pictures. I didn't realize I could do that. Hey, I'm learning. There I am, Jonathan. Now I'm really, what do you call it? The YouTuber. Not really.
I don't know if anyone thinks of the scarves as singing related, but I do because I remember Shelby telling all of us scarves are very in fashion. If you keep one with you at a singing, then you can put it over your knees if you need to. If you're sitting on the front bench.
And you should sometimes. Good idea.
Or your neck, that's good too.
Yeah. Well, those are scarves were something I saw at a senior citizen project. They offered it at my senior center, and I just thought it was the best idea because I could tell that it didn't matter whether you were an artist or a 3-year-old. We had a 3-year-old make a scarf a couple years ago, right? What's her name? Corinne, right? Is her name Corinne?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm losing my ability to remember names. Yeah, and we've had, all kinds of grown-ups, and there were some on the slideshow. I don't know if y'all saw that. So I also thought I'd share some of the less than successful crafts. One year, and I always try to test them first because you don't want to get there and have a failure. But one year, I decided we decorate water bottles with Sharpie markers. So I tried one at home. I washed it, the Sharpie markers, the ink stayed on and all of that. Well, then we made them at camp. And one of them happened to be a counselor, Alvaro, put cold water in his, and the bottle began to sweat.
Oh.
And then we had marker all over clothing and hands. I really try not to let that happen because, like I said, I test my crafts before I do them, but I didn't test it in quite the right way, I guess, that year. So how you coming, Stacy and Donna? Anybody else making I can't. Those are all small. So I can't.
Isn't Jeanette doing hers?
Is Jeanette making it too? Oh yeah, there she is.
Yes, I am.
I see ya. So
She's
got
got
it.
pretty turquoise.
Is it a camp shirt you're doing, Jeanette? Well, I got to the end.
Yes.
I had nothing left.
It's one of the ones the kids designed.
Oh, fun.
A craft that I did with my grandkids, but it wouldn't be good for camp, unfortunately, is using a glass ball, like a Christmas tree ball, and melting crayon inside.
Oh,
Somebody
fun.
holds a blow dryer and you melt crayon and you just swirl it around. And the crayon, you can do a solid color or multicolors. I had sparkly ones and anyhow, my grandson and granddaughter had more fun doing that. The problem with it is the glass gets hot. So you got to wear, somebody's got to wear gloves and turn it around, but it's so easy and it looks so good. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be do anything,
I've done that with paint before, but not with crayon. That's interesting. I wanted to say another thing about the t-shirt. If you're making it and you find, oops, I forgot to tie in one, which is what happened to me right here. I don't have it tied in. You can just find one that you've already tied and tie it to that one, one end of your other knot. And when you're done,
I might not have
Yes.
holes in this one.
and pull them really tight. This one seems, I don't know if it's the fabric or not, but the one I made this afternoon seems less holy. It is a different, this t-shirt is I cut off the label, I can't tell. One of them I think is cotton, all cotton, and one's cotton and poly. So it may behave a little bit differently between the two kinds of fabric. So
I'm finding mine is not holy, this one.
it's not what?
It's not holy, but it's also not a camp shirt either. It's a,
Right. Well, you know, and I mean, it's all right to have it be holy if you're using it for, like, I'm going to use the one for my laundry bag. It doesn't really matter about the holes. If you carry a pencil when you sing, maybe you need to put it in a little pencil bag before you put it in your singing bag. But let's see if I can model this. I'll get my camera up. So I'll test my hole.
yours is done.
Mine is done, but I've done this before. So it will fit in the bag,
Yeah.
and I'm ready to go off and sing. Everybody will know that I am a singer because I have my.
Oh, yeah.
So now I will show you, we have time. I'll show you what to do, how to make t-shirt yarn. I got this started, I cheated because I didn't think everybody would necessarily be doing this, but I thought I'd show you how it works. So I've taken the t-shirt. Actually, this t-shirt was one of my husband's that he put in the get rid of bag, and it was white. And I didn't like the color, and I wanted to experiment. So because it was not white anymore, it was gray and dingy. And so I dyed it with tea bags. Has anybody ever done that?
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of fun. I was hoping it would turn out a little bit darker. I don't know if you can see. Where's my camera? It kind of came out a little stripy, but I was hoping for that because I wanted this to kind of look like hemp or something. Because I'm thinking about making a come on, Idy. Like a macrame hanger for a plant. So as I said, I already got this one started, but I'll show you how I did it. I cut off the top and the bottom of the t-shirt. Right below the can't tell what's in the picture. Right below the armpit, or where the picture, right below where any image would be on it, because you can't really, that's the ink or whatever that makes the image on your t-shirt. It's hard and it doesn't roll up like a nice piece of plain fabric does. So you fold it not quite in half, so you leave about an inch and a half, inch and a quarter at the top. And you don't have to use a rule, but I kind of like it just because I have the equipment. I love gadgets, so I got gadgets. And then if it's too thick to go through for because of your scissors, you can use you can unfold it and just do it one at a time, just have a longer stretch. Or if you like gadgets like me, you can use a rotary cutter, which is what I'm gonna do. But again, you're only gonna cut up to just till you cut through the one side of the shirt that's shorter than the other. And you slice it like that. And you continue on with that till you have somebody's calling me. Till you have a long strip when it's open that looks like this. Can y'all see it? Put it in the picture. There we go. See how it's a long stretch? Looks like an octopus or something. Then you pick that up and you open it out. And this is the tricky part that you got to get started right. You're going to open it and get my arm in the picture. I need a director to tell me where I'm at. Okay, so you can see how I have that open part I didn't cut is on my arm, right? And I'm gonna start away from me and I'm gonna cut through it at an angle. Then I'm gonna be at the next stripe, next strip, and I'm gonna cut at an angle again so that it doesn't cut the loop off. I don't want to cut a whole loop off. I want to cut it up to the next angle. Even though it's a little crooked, that won't matter. Is it in the picture? Tell me if I'm not in the picture again. And you just continue on cutting through each strip all the way up your arm. Now we did crafts with t-shirt yarn, also known as tarn, 1 year, but I made all the tarn at home before I got to camp, and we just did stuff with the tarn once we got there. We made that's when paracord bracelets and stuff were really popular, and the kids made bracelets and they made necklaces and they braided it and you know, all kinds of creative things. They came up with more creative ideas than I did. So now you have one continuous strand of yarn, except where your scissors or cutter didn't quite go through. And then you're just going to pull it. And can you see how it rolls in on itself? And makes it into yarn.
Is there such a thing as stretching it too much?
Well, I'm sure there could be done. You know,
I'm just asking.
But I've never experienced that. You pull pretty hard on it. Somehow I missed a whole stripe.
It looks actually like you gently stretch it until it actually did do, you know, a circle.
You kind of just tell when it rolls in on itself, you know you're there. But see, there's a few spots where my rotary cutter didn't quite go through my all 4 layers of fabric. There you go. And just keep going. See, I like you to know I'm not perfect at anything because I'm not. I just keep trying, Don. I just keep trying. And that is how you make the t-shirt yarn. I didn't bring a ball of it down here, but I did make, as I said, you were here earlier, I made this bracelet with finger knitting, no tools required. And the kids made these at camp. A couple people made a necklace. And then for my own self with tools required, I knit this trivet. And it's really thick and heavy. This is like, how many here made those looms when you were a kid? You made those pot holders on a loom with those loops. This is about the same. It's about like that. It's this, you know, I don't suppose anybody sat it somewhere and made all those loops by stretching your t-shirt yarn, but it must be leftover fabric and, you know, turn it into the loops to make it. So I actually bought a couple looms. I thought I might try that next year at camp. It's on my list.
Actually, my cousin she found in her daughter's giveaway bag one of those old looms, you know, from what you're talking, you know, and she made a whole bunch of them and then crocheted them together and made a bed cover. It is she made one that's a queen for a queen size bed.
Wow.
It was amazing and heavy, and they heat with wood, so you know at night.
I bet it was warm, nice and warm.
It sounds heavy.
I watched a lot of videos on how to use t-shirt yarn, and I was amazed at what people do with it, you know. And some people take all the rest of the t-shirt, like the arms and the part up here that, like the back where there's no design on it, and they cut it in like a spiral so they can make, longer strands of yarn. The nice thing about doing this is that you don't have, you don't have to tie it together in a knot or anything if you want to make something. It took me about 1.5 t-shirts to make this. Of course, that would depend on the size of your t-shirt too.
Oh,
But if you crocheted, it would take even more,
yeah.
which I tried, but I like the effect of the knitted one. Okay, anybody have questions? How's your bag coming, Jeanette and Donna and Stacy?
Tied.
Oh,
Mine's all done.
Jeanette.
hold it up, Jeanette. How Stacy was holding hers up.
Oh,
Another
Show us your handiwork,
favorite
Jeanette.
shirt.
Ooh, that
I
looks
got
good.
all of the shirts from that year, Jeanette.
I
Oh,
had-
am I talking?
Yeah, you
I
can hear
didn't
you.
mean to stay. I meant to mute.
No, it's all right. This is an informal group. Jonathan will mute y'all if I want.
Yeah, I
And
know.
everybody's welcome to unmute and chit chat. Because that's what you do at crafts. I
I
find
want
that
to tell you that I got FOMO right when everyone was ending, and then I went and grabbed a very small shirt so I could do it really fast.
Oh,
oh,
Now Lucy has a little bag with a little mermaid on
Oh, Hattie, what are you gonna put in
it. Some
it?
little trinkets in here.
Oh, she'll put
that can
toys.
be
That's so cute.
Lucy or Hattie's singing bag. To take their, stuff. But people, if you haven't been to
Which
camp,
one?
people come to crafts, and we always have coloring and button making, so people will decorate buttons and sit around the table and relax and talk after you've been having your brain filled with so much.
She's got red hair too.
Oh, isn't she a doll?
Oh, my Lord. How
It
sweet.
looks red in this light. It's not really red, but
Oh,
Not
not as,
baby.
not as red as Lucy's. Okay.
What a doll.
Oh, geez. Don't you just wish you were there to pick her up?
We just want to
Nicholas?
squish her.
Yeah, exactly.
Doll one.
Jonathan.
She looks so
I remember
squishy.
both of you and babies.
Hey, sweet Hi, Hattie Ray. Hattie Ray is a great Southern name, by the way. I'm just saying.
You don't have to be Southern to like that name.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it's very Southern-esque.
welcome Barb, a famous Sacred Heart Crafts.
ooh.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate this, Idy, because I have a lot of t-shirts and I don't wear them. So this is good to know.
It is fun to have something else to do with them,
This
And
one
I-
is, it's not camp, but it is a shape note. This was
Oh,
Damon
Oh,
O'Neill.
it's cute.
Yeah.
Great.
Be there. There I am.
Neat.
Barb.
I wish
everybody.
I wish I
Hi.
would have more pictures.
This is the
like
mug
Barb.
lady, right? Are you the mug lady, Barb? Yeah.
Yes.
I got two.
If only we could do that at camp.
I know.
Some crafts are more portable than others.
So
I wound this t-shirt yarn up into a ball. And
Yeah.
unlike when you wind knitting yarn and you want to keep it kind of not too tight because you don't want to overstretch your yarn,
Right.
t-shirt yarn has a really good memory, so you can wind it pretty stiff. And then you're ready to make whatever project you want.
Oh, cool.
So Idy, you said you can crochet with that?
I tried crocheting with it, and you can, but I like knitting better. I mean, I think the result of the knitting was nicer.
I might just have to learn to do that because I think it would be fun to maybe take some shirts and make a book cover with them.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be a cool
That'd be a
idea.
lot of work, and I don't know how to do any of it. So
No, but you,
I'll practice with it.
it just depends on what you like, Jonathan. You could try the crochet if you know how to
I
do
could
that.
teach you to knit or crochet in your spare time. I could teach you on Zoom.
I'll practice before I mess the shirts
There you
up.
go.
Another craft we did at camp that was, it reminded me when you said that about a book cover is, and I've been trying to think of another way to do book covers. So if anybody's got any ideas, that'd be great. We made them with duct tape, but I didn't let them tape on their books because I knew that I'd hear it if I did that. So they made the cover like a slip cover and put on it. And then they also did lots of other things with duct tape. Duct tape is one of those really fun things to mess around with. In fact, it'll probably show up at camp again in the next couple of years, hopefully when we get to have camp again. And
Well, because there's going to be a new book coming out, right? So
well, you need a cover for every book and a bookmark for every book. So you've got to come.
exactly.
Anybody have any questions or suggestions for what to do? I didn't know how long it would take me to do this. So we got a little time to play around till we get to make banana pudding. I'm looking forward to that. Anybody?
I couldn't get here until a little after the session had started, but I know one of the fun things about camp to me is always the buttons.
I know. Do you have any nearby, Sam?
Oh, probably not. Darn it, I should have done. But well, I've just got the regular name tag button, so that people know.
Well, the one Idy made.
I do have some.
But
I remembered.
Like different teachers will do different classes things. I had one about trochees and dactyls and stress, so am I. And teachers of BF White. Oh yeah, who is that? Reed?
Yep.
He's upside down.
And Aldo Teresa has gotten into it.
Yes.
It might be reading backwards, huh?
Yeah. It's
It
upside
is.
down.
It
Yeah,
is,
that's right.
yeah.
Run like
Like
an unwearied Paul.
Unwearied Paul for the guys who
Yeah.
ran. This was the button that Laura Russell made after.
I've not seen that one.
This was after we had our little incident with the
Unfortunately.
Lockdown.
I got some.
yeah. Keep calm and camp on.
Aaron's got
Here's-
some.
Here's some
Oh
that
my
Bryce did.
Goodness.
Bryce did these one year.
And
at camp.
so the kids either color on them or the grown-ups.
Yours look, they don't look like camp symbols. They look
No,
like-
these are little, she just drew little
Yep, she got-
pictures.
Oh, okay.
Flower and
We cut
Yep.
this
Rainbow.
Oh, rainbow, of course, but I
All
thought one of them was a basketball. Sorry,
it
Idy.
is.
That's okay. Oh, look, Lauren's got it. Lauren's got it.
Yeah.
We we cut out the blanks, just plain circles, and we leave them on the table with the markers and crayons, and they just go to town. Paula, my helper, she must stamp buttons for hours.
Did you mention the necklaces with the didn't we
Crochet them, yes. with that
crochet
ribbon.
them and put
Some beads.
beads
Yep.
if you wanted
Yep, we
to?
did
Yeah.
that too. Here's another. I'm trying to get it up where you can see the.
Oh, I like that one,
You gotta
Lauren.
get
That's
ready.
crazy good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's be
Here's
up.
We think that
There you go.
Aldo's gonna do a whole series of
Oh, no doubt. Yes, I've got 4
poets.
men's composers.
I don't have this is Clarissa. I don't have access to my camp buttons right now, but this one is one that Portland gave out one year with
Oh,
Sasquatch.
It's the Sasquatch.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
somebody else help me remember who makes these?
Laura Densmore.
Yeah, Laura Densmore. Yeah. So those are 2 I have, plus my camp buttons.
A lot of people in the slideshow I had it too. A lot of people like to color the mandalas that are circular, and they use the gel pens and color those in. They turn out beautifully. So it's something for everybody.
I don't know why I have Will Schnorenberg's.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I had Scarves at one point. I have a bunch of weird ones.
And many of the buttons we use for when I tried
Oh, that's a square. How did you do that? She has a bunch
That
of-
wasn't at camp. Who gave me this? I don't know.
From Portland as well.
You'd have to.
It did,
have
it
to
looked
have
like
a
it said
square-shaped
Portland,
button
yeah.
maker, right? This button is, I don't know if you can see the background on it anymore.
It's what?
Lauren, when Lauren designs the t-shirt, then she sends me the her design, and I try to incorporate it in the button.
Yeah, that's cool.
But all these kinds of things have developed over years of time, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of trial and error, and David is so gracious to let us experiment and learn.
Lauren, you could make a bag and just put all your buttons all over it, you know, the button lady or the button bag.
Did we get
I found Scarves. Here's Scarves. And I also found this one that says, I heart the one and only Justin. In some small human's handwriting.
Did you spell all the ones that people forget?
Oh, this one's really good. This is that Watts? Divine and Moral Songs for Children. Your little hands were never made to claw each other's eyes.
Oh.
I think I shared some of that poetry with my campers, like Harris and all those people, and they thought it was really hilarious, and we got into it.
Lots of pun-worthy phrases to put on buttons.
That's cool.
I'll figure it out.
David just had a number of them, even though we can't see to show.
Oh, look at that.
Sadly rusty.
Whose kitchen is that? Is that David and Karen's kitchen? With the Fasola? Is that a Fasola thing up there on your? Look at that. Yes.
So anybody got any great camp ideas that are adaptable to people from age 3 to 83 or even 93? Because I'm open to ideas. I kind of have next year's idea because it was spring before we found out we weren't going to have camp in 2020.
Oh, you have next year's ready already? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I got a plan. Another thing that happens is something crafty item will come on sale, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll pick them up.
I like the scarves a lot, but they're sort of time consuming.
I think we'll probably continue to do scarves because I had to buy a lot of ink. Or, you know, I mean, it comes in a certain size bottle.
Yeah.
And we have plenty to continue to do it. So I think we'll do them again. They do take up a little time, but look, I love them because everyone can do them. They were in my slideshow. I don't think we got. I did put a picture in the slideshow of Jade Thompson wearing, I don't know, she must have 20 buttons on the front of her shirt. But I don't think I cut off the slideshow before it got to that. Maybe I'll play it while we're visiting. We'll just let it run while we're chatting. That's my tone. Well, that's not my Tony, but the toes before that were my kid. So anyway, there she is. There's Jade. I don't know how many buttons is that, but
you have it in the background.
Child to make that many. And parents will come to me and say, "Can I give you money because my kid made 20 buttons and they cost about 12 cents a piece to make." So, and all of Paula's time, because bless her heart, she puts them together or helps with them. We both do it, but.
Oh, Sam went and got something. Oh, his scarf.
Yes, that's lovely.
Oh, I think I remember. When did you do that scarf, Sam?
Probably 2019, maybe.
Yeah, that's when I did mine. I'm remembering yours. Now that I see it, I'm like, oh, I remember that scarf.
Yeah.
There was one woman and I, we got real friendly, and she and I were gonna like try to do something online with our kids, but it got, like you said, Idy, you have to buy all the, you know, big bunches of that stuff, and that just wasn't reasonable for two people.
If you pick like 5 colors, or actually they make it in smaller volume, I just wasn't confident that those smaller ones would be enough. I couldn't picture how much it would use, so we bought,
Yeah.
excuse me, I think we had 24 colors too. You could do it. You could find a way to do it, but they are actually silk and they're very nice. And
Yeah.
as Lauren said, they're a singing thing. I get.
One of the other nice things about crafts is like you can just sort of like go to the craft people and chill out for a while. If it's sort of like you've already trying to examine every fugue you can think of in A minor, and you're sort of like ready to do something else for a second. You know, it's like it's just a great place to hang out for a bit.
Yeah, I find that as the week wears on, that becomes truer and truer because people are so saturated with Sacred Heart information, and it's all good, but you can't absorb it all. And especially at youth camp, especially for the little people, it's hot in the afternoon and they're tired. And if they can just sit and do something, they run through all of my crafts. And on the last day, they're saying, "What else can we make, Miss Idy? What else can we make?" But even
Lauren, I don't know. So, but like I went to the Reese's Pieces probably 2019. I don't remember, but and I remember thinking, gosh, this is a lot of it, you know, and then to try to sing some of his pieces. Anyway, I watched it obviously on the, well, I guess it's not so obvious, not everybody does it, but I watched the video and I got so much more out of it listening to his thing yesterday, you know, that was posted.
Right.
Was it posted yesterday? Yeah. So much more out of it. And I thanked him. So I put that comment on the video. So
yeah, I really
good.
appreciate all that Jonathan has done. First off, he and Nathan recording a gazillion things for us over the years. I mean, watching them run from, if you're paying attention, they're running from building to building to make sure a video is running or whatever.
Right.
And then to compile this in a way that we could actually enjoy it again. I mean, I kind of thought it's going to go in an archive somewhere and I'll never see it, but I've really appreciated being able to watch it. And now we can watch it whenever we want again and learn more.
That's right.
When our brain isn't saturated with other stuff.
With
So
other things.
really
Jesse
Jonathan, I
sometimes
think
gives a lot of information really fast. So when you can pause him,
Yeah.
you know, I have a special, because we're married, I have a special remote. No, just kidding.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes I do say, wait, slow down. You're
Come
going
on.
too fast. Go back. Tell me that again.
What did I do?
or on the video,
You're
you
too smart.
slow the speed down. Don't yell talk slower. Which is
Now, Jonathan, I think Jonathan needs to now stop getting out all the background noise where people are setting up chairs or taking down chairs or moving chairs around. If that could go away, that'd be great.
Just gotta shut people
I
up.
agree. I agree.
Ow, ow.
Well, no, they gotta wear their little mics right here. I have you put, I can't remember. Have we progressed that far yet? The little mics right here, like the news people have?
We've done that with just a few people that have really, really soft voices, but not everybody. Like we did that with Elder Hopper in one of his classes in one of the big spaces. But yeah.
Because my husband was listening to one of them that I was listening to, and he's like, first of all, he's like, "You're really into this stuff." Like, hello, it's Fasola, you know, Sacred Heart, yes. But he said, when are they going to start doing that? One of those little things, you know, they clip to the shirt.
Well, that would be handy for some people, but some of them seem to have plenty of voice stuff.
I tend to yell, and I don't mean to, but with being deaf in one ear. In fact, somebody brought that up. Was it you bringing up that one of the old singers had developed Meniere's, and so he wasn't steady, or he couldn't pitch anymore, or key, I guess.
Key, I think he would sing off key.
Yeah, and of course that's one of my problems. I have to sit with somebody, or I'm just not gonna. I still go to David's key in class, and then I go, why do I do that myself? But yeah. So
this is totally off topic, but for those of you who saw the picture of Joan Aldridge that I posted, that I took in my kitchen holding Ivy the cat. This is Ivy the cat who was found on Coy's property. And Joan rescued him and brought him home, and her cats couldn't stand him. So she drove him up to southern Indiana, and Ivy has been here ever since.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other cats couldn't stand him, huh?
No, her cats couldn't stand him. So he's very sweet and he's very soft. And whenever we sing in my kitchen, he's right in the middle. He really is a Sacred Heart cat.
It's definitely kin to us.
Yeah. It's an Ivy, right?
This is
There you
Ivy.
go.
Yep. All right.
There you go.
Okay, buddy. I'm gonna
Nathan,
put
I
you down.
thought you were actually a photograph of you, not you. Mr. Reese, you
Yeah.
can't hear?
He
No,
is.
I'm just trying to decide if I
Doing that.
as a
You're
registered
doing that.
He does move.
He was
Studies
moving.
art history. He's very statuesque.
See, this is what happens at crafts. I'm glad you guys are all talking. Since I
Yeah,
realized.
there's his signature photo right there.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Barrett.
I'm here mostly for the chatting,
Oh,
Good.
good. Time because I ran out of doing.
the crafting.
We're Facebook friends, Barrett, but we have never met.
I know, it's nice to see your face.
Isn't it cool? Yeah.
Well, it's just about time to wrap up. So if you all have any more comments or questions, we're going to turn it over in a few minutes to Nicholas, which he's not in the kitchen. That worries me a little. Oh, there he is.
He's there. He's there getting all his stuff together. Idy, thanks for doing that shirt thing over again, because I got no holes in it now this time. None. Depends on the, yeah. Thanks for your
Depend a
time.
little on the fabric. Well, you know, I've been traveling this summer a little bit while the pandemic slowed down, and I didn't have a laundry bag every time I went, so I'm kind of excited. It's in my suitcase.
There you go.
That it will be ready to go.
Yeah.
Camera.
I can't wait to see what's going to be craft next year.
Yeah, I got ideas, but I'm open to more ideas. I'm always open to ideas.
Okay.
Y'all know
Cool,
my
thanks.
criteria now. You just everybody has to be able to do it.
Thank you much.
You're welcome.